Have you ever felt like life keeps throwing punches and you just can't bounce back fast enough? Or maybe you feel like you're stuck in a loop, tired, overwhelmed, and just off. Like no matter how hard you try, your body and brain aren't on the same team. Welcome to Recalibration Nation. My name is Michelle McClellan, and I'm a mental wellness strategist and host of Recalibration Nation. We're not just here to talk about self care, we're here to train your brain, sharpen your resilience, and activate the best version of you. This is why we are Recalibration Nation. It's an opportunity to reset if you're not where you want to be, and an additional chance for growth. The goal is resilience and overdrive to be able to reach peak performance free from the anxieties and burdens of daily life. So, what's our secret ingredient? A science backed method called PEMA: perception, energy, momentum, and action, designed to create long term change. But here's the truth: your brain is constantly being shaped by the thoughts that you allow in and the perspectives you choose to hold. The information you consume, the way you interpret challenges, and the beliefs you reinforce, all of it rewires your brain over time. And here's the good news: if your brain can be rewired into stress, burnout, and self doubt, it can also be rewired into clarity, vitality, and resilience. You may have heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that pyramid where the base is food and safety, the middle is love and esteem, and the top is self actualization. It's one of psychology's classic models. Ideally, you conquer one area before you move into another. Maslow showed us what humans need. But here's the problem: knowing the pyramid doesn't teach us to climb it. That's where PEMA comes in. When Maslow describes safety and security, PEMA helps you shift perception so your brain doesn't constantly live in survival mode. When Maslow talks about physiological needs like rest and health, PEMA calls that energy. And when Maslow highlights love and belonging, that's where momentum comes in. Moving forward, taking responsibility for your actions, being involved in community, and feeling connected. And when Maslow speaks of achievement and esteem, PEMA activates action, where discipline turns goals into confidence. Finally, Maslow's peak, self actualization, isn't a place where you magically arrive, it's something you train into. PEMA is a workout routine that helps you remain on the path towards self actualization. So while Maslow gave us the why, the needs we're all chasing, PEMA gives us the how, the tools to recalibrate, reset, and live resiliently. Take a look at each one of the pillars. The first one is perception, which equals awareness. The focus here is recognizing and challenging those negative thought patterns, emotional triggers, and situational factors. Some of the key elements of perception are mindfulness and self awareness, cognitive retraining, and emotional intelligence. Also, identifying destructive beliefs and changing our lens to view the world differently. Here's a suggested activity. Notice one automatic negative thought you have and rewrite it with a new perspective. So if you're someone that gets ready every morning and you look in the mirror and you think, oh, I look terrible. Tomorrow, when you get ready, instead of telling yourself you look terrible, say to yourself, it's going to be a great day. This will give you a new perspective. Number two is energy. This is mental and physical vitality. The focus here is building and maintaining your reserves to handle life stressors. Some of the key elements of energy are managing stress and fatigue, physical endurance through rest, exercise, and nutrition, emotional regulation, and using those grounding techniques. Here's a suggested activity for energy: swap one drain for one gain this week. If you're someone who tends to have rumination before bedtime, instead start an optimistic gratitude journal where you think about three positive things that occurred throughout the day. So maybe you got all your work finished on time, you cooked dinner for your family, and afterwards you all watched a movie together. This way, you end the day on a positive note, which can improve your sleep quality and help you start the next day on a positive note. Number three is momentum. This is progress over perfection. The focus here is moving forward, even in the smallest steps. Some of the key elements of momentum are goal setting and consistent action, overcoming procrastination, self doubt, and celebrating those small victories. Here's a suggested activity. Choose one micro goal this week and celebrate when you complete it. For example, let's say at work every day, at the end of the day, you've decided you're going to clean off your desk. So you put away all of the papers, you put the paper clips and the stapler and everything in the drawer, you lock down your computer, and you wipe down your desk. That way, you can start the next day without feeling like you're in clutter and chaos. Maybe you don't have a desk. Maybe you have a work truck. So pick up all your tools from the front seat and the back seat and put them in the toolbox in the bed of your truck, and then you're ready for the next day. Number four is action. This is discipline in motion. The focus here is translating resilience into purposeful steps. Some key elements of action are creating actionable plans, accountability and consistency, moving forward despite obstacles. So here's a suggested activity. Break a task into the smallest step and commit to doing it this week. Let's say that you need to clean your house, and every day when you walk in, you feel overwhelmed. So the first day, focus on the kitchen, putting all the dishes in the dishwasher, wiping off the countertops, and mopping the floor. Then the second day, maybe you decide you're going to clean the bathrooms. And the third day, you're going to start doing laundry, and so on and so forth until you've cleaned the entire house by the end of the week. So, why do all these things? Well, your brain is the most powerful computer you will ever own. But unlike a computer, you can't trade it in or you can't upgrade it at a store. Everything you see, hear, read, watch, or think is like data being entered into that system. The brain responds to data by creating and strengthening neural pathways. In other words, what you feed your brain today shapes how it works tomorrow. This means you're not just a passenger in your mental life, you are the driver. If you consistently feed your brain positive, accurate, and helpful information, you're wiring it for clarity, calm, and resilience. But if you repeatedly expose it to negativity, chaos, or unhelpful narratives, you're training it to expect and seek those same patterns. This is called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated experiences. Every choice you make about what you watch, read, listen to, or dwell on is like casting a vote for the kind of brain you will have in the future. So here's the challenge. Start being intentional about what you allow in. Treat your attention like a valuable currency. Protect it. Spend it wisely because the quality of your input will determine the quality of your output, your thoughts, your emotions, your decisions, and your performance. The brain is similar to a muscle in that it can be exercised and improved with regular use. We spend a great deal of time going to the gym, doing yoga, and playing sports to stay in shape. It's just as important to be mentally fit. You are in charge of how your brain reacts, and in turn, how it impacts your body. At Recalibration Nation, each week we will guide you through struggles and find truths that build real push forward power. In here, we don't bounce back, we push forward. No fluff, no perfection, just progress. With each segment, we bring you practical tools and insights for real life struggles, whether it's managing a financial problem, health issues, work pressure, general stress in the world, or the silent weight of anxiety. We tackle it all with compassion and science. PEMA is not one and done. It's a cycle you recalibrate again and again. Our first season breaks down and describes each of the pillars, providing a small skill you can implement. The second season takes a deeper dive into each pillar. We will have expert guests periodically that can provide different perspectives on each pillar and offer takeaway tools. PEMA isn't just a mental fitness framework, it also creates space for spiritual growth. By recalibrating perception, energy, momentum, and action, PEMA helps quiet the noise, renew the mind, and live with greater intentionality and purpose. In our spiritual PEMA series, we explore how aligning thoughts, discipline, and daily practices with biblical truth strengthens both resilience and faith. You can find that series wherever you're listening now under Recalibration Nation, the spiritual series. Remember, resilience is not about bouncing back to who you were. It's about recalibrating into who you are becoming. This week, reflect. Which one of the PEMA pillars feels strongest for you right now? Which one needs some attention? If you're not sure, start with perception, which is awareness. It's the first recalibration. Along with our PEMA pillars, we use mantras as a way to encourage push forward living. In future episodes, we'll offer a set of intentional mantras and invite you to choose one as your guiding force for the week, a steady anchor for your thoughts, energy, and actions. We will also provide worksheets with visual representations of each mantra designed to reflect your inner spirit. Choose the one you need most right now, or the one who best represents who you are or becoming. Look for those after the next podcast on perception. So if you're ready to stop surviving and start recalibrating, hit subscribe. Share this with someone who needs a reset, and let's build resilience together. Until next time, remember, resilience isn't built on perfection. It's built on progress. Welcome to the journey of Recalibration Nation.